So it's been a while since I've seen someone come up with an idea to increase scoring in the NFL that was so radically hated as this one. Mel Kiper of ESPN put forward a new rule proposal. The NFL should ban too high safeties. I'll get to why in a minute, but for those who don't know a whole lot about NFL coverage, there are a variety of different defensive schemes teams will run, with variations on the number of linemen, linebackers, and defensive backs, including safeties. Right now in the NFL and in college football, cover 2 is honestly not one of the more popular defensive schemes. In cover 2, two safeties, a strong safety and a free safety, are responsible for protecting one half of the field each from deep balls. There are variations on this. In Tampa 2, for example, the middle linebacker will also drop back if he reads pass. The rest of the defense can be run usually in zone, but also in man, really however you want it, with cover 2 really being sort of an all-around defensive scheme. Mel, I think, is talking about situations where the safeties are extra protective and not just drop back into coverage, but start far back from the ball. The thing is, Mel's argument doesn't make sense. Cover 2 or two safeties, yeah, you can protect against the long bomb, but there are better formations for that. Cover 3, for example, sends 3 defenders back. Makes long passes even more difficult to get off because each player has less field responsibility. The other obvious point is that's not how football works. Football is a game of planning, give and take. By running cover 2 or running any scheme where you've got multiple deep defenders, you're opening yourself up to the run. Or if you read cover 2 zone, there's places on the field where you can hit for medium gain. And I mean, it's also possible to beat cover 2 deep, often by overloading deep receivers. Look at Mahomes on this pass here. Or you can see how Cousins took advantage of cushiony zone coverage in that final drive against the Eagles. Especially in schemes he's talking about where the safeties are really just trying to prevent the deep pass, you're leaving a lot open. But Mel's argument is based on the point that scoring is way down this year in the NFL, and it's true. Passing touchdowns especially are the lowest they've been in over 20 years, and no one really knows why, but cover 2 is not the reason. You know, if I were to guess, I'd say there's one of two options. For one, we're only 2 weeks and one Thursday night football into the season. Things very well could even out. But for 2, and I can't watch every game, but just based on what I've seen, I think it's the opposite problem. I think O-lines right now are being bullied. Like, look what Houston, for example, did to Caleb Williams. I thought the defense was by far most successful when they were bringing the pressure, and the some success he did get was when they laid off a bit. So to me, that kind of feels like the opposite issue of too much protective play calling. Sort of my thoughts. It's kind of a funny discussion because as fans, it's often hard to tell from the broadcast angle what defensive scheme a team is running because the safeties are often out of view, but I don't know. I just don't think he's right, and I think a lot of people disagree as well. Let me know your thoughts, of course, down below.